Pop on the table. I showed that first play. This is kind of just the old school kick with a twist. So they are in 13 personnel, and they're going to kick down with those two tight ends at the top of the screen. So they got a tight end attached and then a wing tight end. They're going to bring their third tight end around to block the corner, and Vanga's up there just probably reading Connor, and he bites on the running back dive, and Murray's out the gate. And Murray knows this play is over right now. He sticks his hand out now. It's like, good Lord, 50 yards, nobody can touch him. I don't know what he runs. I don't know what he ran in the combine. I don't know if he even ran, but like he's like ludicrous speed, man. He's like plays watching Spaceballs. Okay, watch 87. He's a rookie. His name's like Trip or Tips or something, but great play here. So he looks like he's going to block Bosa. Like he's in a stance to block Bosa. But Bosa knows he has the dive on this look. So he just throws Bosa inside and gets up on the linebacker. This is a really good job by him. 1, 2. Not that it maybe matters in the context of the play. I just like the way they thought about that. Like sometimes you got to scheme up. So hey, you got to take 2 here, and this is how we're going to do it because they know one of these guys has the read. Devondre Campbell there, by the way. Let's back that up. Let's see if Devondre almost made a play here. Let's see what he does. Nope, he got stuck to by a tight end. That's tough sled. All right, here we go. More under center play action pass. These guys run it a ton because they wanted to stick in 12, 21, 13 personnel and give their guys opportunities to run away from the Niners defense. So they run the go route up top. You got 2 guys on Bosa, and now they're just running the crosser. Everybody's running this play. And, I just don't know how you keep up with that play in single safety. Familiar face here, so Devondre Campbell. So they do a really cool thing here. So they have the attached tight end and the wing tight end, and they fold block this. So they block out with the attached tight end on the defensive end, and they fold underneath with the wing tight end, and it really screws up Devondre for one, trying to figure out where he's supposed to go. Obviously, you got all the run action stuff as well. But now all these guys those guys just ran into each other twice. It's like, who's on first? Wide open play. This is early in the game. Good way to get 13. And they bootlegged him out that time instead of kind of just doing a straight drop back. They bootleg him out the backside because when they block that defensive end on that side, it slows him down. So at least Kyler can turn around and see him. He doesn't care if he's in his face because he can get his hips all the way around. He just needs to be able to see him. He can't be blind and getting hit as soon as he turns around. So we go 2x2, shotgun, and they motioned out to make sure they were man up top. As soon as they realized they were man, they're just going to run the slant with the wheel up top here. They got a single safety look, and they know right now they've got a bunch of in cuts going in on the bottom of the screen, but they know right now that safety cannot get inside the numbers in that amount of time. Great back shoulder throw. He's got every throw in the book. Under center again, we got a tight bunch look here on the right. The Niners are showing a single safety. Vanga's down. I think he's going to be playing man on Connor. The safety for the Niners almost makes this play, but I just want to show you that the screen game is part of what they do. And certainly the way that we've been sending linebackers, particularly we send Quay, when you send him like that, you show the success that Williams and the Rams had, expect to see a lot more of it. So they're showing zone pressure. They've got 2 guys. How do I know they're showing zone? Because this cornerback out here, there's no way he's playing man coverage right there because he's already beat across the backside. So these guys are going to zone this off. They have, talking about the guy highlighted in the cone, they have the 2 linebackers walked up. One of them is going to drop. So you do a switch release here on the bottom of the screen. and he kind of throws up to Marvin Harrison Jr. and makes the play. This is what I'm talking about, though, as far as opportunities. Now, this play works out, but right now, I mean, he's going the wrong direction. But this is where the opportunities lie. He needs to be stepping up. If you're the quarterback coach, you're saying, hey, you should step up in this pocket. Don't make it harder on your left tackle, make it easier. And then you're throwing this ball up for grabs. Granted, you're throwing it into space and you have arm strength, and that's a first round draft pick against Marvin Harrison's kid, blah, 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 blah. Fair enough. But I'm just saying these kind of plays happen when you watch the Arizona Cardinals enough. And these are, if you're James McDaniel, you're looking at this going, okay, that's an opportunity for me to make a play. Now, with the option, they switch the back from far to near. He's in that position behind Murray where he's coming downhill. So he's probably part of the action here, right? In other words, if they're not running the ball, right, you'd be shocked just because of where he's at. Like there's no way for him to exit stage right from over the guard behind the quarterback. It doesn't make sense. So this is, if this isn't a play action, it's probably some sort of option read. So Bosa knows that. He's lined up to beat that center. But look at that center stance, or excuse me, that tight end. That tight end stance, like there's no way. There's just no way he's going to try to block Bosa right here. So they let him go. Easy read. And it's not Bosa's fault. He's got responsibilities. I'm just showing you how you have to start thinking like, okay, when they reset that back, we need to reset how we're thinking about this stuff because that tight end, there's no way he's trying to block me. And now, I mean, he doesn't really end up blocking me. He should have gone inside out, but Murray does a great job. You just don't see him taking a lot of direct shots. And then this is, I think, what they're probably, if you're trying to actually, and you see the offset, and I'm talking about versus the last play with Connor, as far as being almost at the same level of Murray and then a step over to the right. Now, this means you can be more of a middle or outside zone. So you can read this as a linebacker and go, okay, I kind of know at least where they're trying to hit the hole. Now, whether they hand the ball off or not, that's a different question, but you know where the insert point's supposed to be based on where the lineman of the running back is. This is what they're better at. It's like the pin and pull stuff, trying to move their guard and their center around. Like they're not really good at just moving humans. They're fourth in the league, but again, a lot of it's just because of the danger at the quarterback position. But they are good at this. Connor is a good running back. So they go down, around, quick trap, get up on the second level. The safety really takes out the center, trying to go through his legs to get to Connor, and then obviously you got clean up by your guy Fred Warner. But that was wrong button. That was a good win by that team. Like this team has the opportunity to come in and score points. You see the excitement level that that we've had about Hafley's defense, how hard they're playing, but playing against a quarterback that really makes it a true 11-on-11 matchup in the run game, or in the passing game. Playing against that, how are you going to combat the fact that Kyler Murray is a real threat on the ground? I think if I go back and look, I can say with some certainty that he was the leading rusher last week at 83 yards. I think he beat out Connor. I think that's true. But he's kind of the do everything. Everything starts and ends with him. So how do you account for that? Are you going to spy, or are you going to have a rush plan that involves not rushing one of your defensive tackles? If so, who's that going to be to be able to keep up with him? That doesn't make a ton of sense. Are you going to try to pressure him more and then just have guys peel off? From a defensive end standpoint, are we going to still be okay going over the top of this guy, or are we actually going to try to collapse the pocket and make him backpedal while he's running or while he's trying to throw the ball away? Because I think that is the recipe for success when you talk about him giving up the football. And then I guess the other part is, how are you going to play that option game? Are you going to play? We just showed two different offsets and what those look like, and what the difficult parts about the backside read of that is. So how are we going to insert? How are we going to try to deal with that 2 or 3 tight end look? Like all of that stuff really plays into this, because you would expect, like you wouldn't expect, even with our secondary being a little bit banged up at the corner position, you wouldn't expect these guys to come out and say, hey, we're just going to spread out and try to throw the ball. You'd expect it, especially with the emergence of Evan Williams playing a lot more with Bullard, obviously with McKinley. So you have your 3 safety look with your big nickel. Okay, we want to play that with 12 personnel, 21 personnel, 13 personnel? Do you guys going to stay in that? Is that going to give us opportunities to run? Is that going to give us opportunities to um, exploit some of the size advantage we have in the passing game? Or does that give you guys more as a defense? Does that give the Packers more opportunities to kind of mask some different coverages and pressures? So that'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see if we play a lot of single safety and then Xavier play 15, 20 yards back like he likes to, like he did with the Giants last year. He's been doing this for the beginning of the season. And just kind of, if he throws balls up, let's just go get him. And remember, in order to do that, that second level coverage has to be sticky, right? It's got if they're playing behind, it can only be a yard or two behind because he's got to be able to throw the ball over the top in order for 29 to come out and make plays. So I think all of that is leads to why the experts have the game at 5 points. It's going to be a good game. It'll be interesting to watch. I think it's always a great atmosphere at Lambeau, and when guys like Murray, who from everything that you see, he certainly wants to be known as a or the premier quarterback in the National Football League. That's how he views himself. Coming to a historic place like Lambeau and putting on a show, that certainly goes a long way. So, going to be a fun one. You guys got any questions? I didn't have time to do listener questions today. I wanted to do a quick show, but if you have them, hit me at Michael68 on Twitter. I'll answer them as best I can. Follow the show. Please subscribe and review on our Process to Perform channel. We will be back next week with a recap of this game. Hopefully the Packers have some success. I did say Marcin Harrison Jr. is on my fantasy team. Auto draft, don't get mad at me. So 35-14 with 2 Harrison touchdowns would be just fine by me. You guys have a great afternoon. We'll talk to you soon.